Welcome back to episode 2 of the State of Crypto webinar. My name is Hansen. I'll be your host today. And with me here today, I have Mr. Davide Vicini, who will give you the crypto market update and walk us through the largest M&A deal in crypto history, which happened last week. So that's exciting. And after that, we got Mr. Eliezer Dinga, who's actually the newest addition to our research team. And he'll be giving an introductory course. So the 101 on Bitcoin mining, where he'll be explaining how Bitcoin actually works under the hood. To keep the format interesting, we decided to add a short news of the week piece at the beginning. So today we'll be speaking about something that happened yesterday, actually, so very recent. The Bitcoin Cash halving occurred. Bitcoin Cash, and that's important, it's not the same thing as Bitcoin. It's the 5th largest cryptocurrency with a market cap of around 4.8 billion USD. And if you attended last week's webinar, you heard from Lanru about Bitcoin halving. In short, starting from yesterday, the monetary inflation of Bitcoin Cash has halved. So the number of new Bitcoin Cash tokens that are added to the circulating supply is reduced from, I think, 12 to 6.5. This will clearly impact both the profitability for people to maintain the network, and it will affect the supply of the currency and thus the price. What's the actual difference between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, you ask? Good question. There's several small differences, but basically they're very, very similar. The main difference, I would say, is that in Bitcoin, one block of the blockchain is around 1 megabyte in size, and in Bitcoin Cash, it's about 8 megabytes. So it's 8 times more information that fits into a single block for Bitcoin Cash compared to Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is about to halve its reward next month. You heard that in May. So even though there are slight differences between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, the economics behind both currencies is very similar. So we have a whole month now to watch how Bitcoin's Cash's price is going to react to the halving. And we might even be able to draw some useful inferences for how Bitcoin's price will behave. And that's an interesting question because Bitcoin is the main currency that everyone is looking at. And just so far, the price has moved up by 11% in the last 24 hours after the halving, but then it fell again by 5%. So most of you guys here are probably familiar with stock markets, the traditional stock markets. In there, a 5 or 10% move would be huge. In crypto, it's just another day. It's much more volatility in the market. So in other words, there was a slight change, but not too big as a result of the halving, or maybe it was already priced in. But we remain to see how Bitcoin Cash price can develop in the next months. And then, we're curious to see if Bitcoin reacts similarly. And if it does, we can use this information to predict maybe the price movement at the next halving, which happens in 4 years. It's got to be patient here. That's it from the news of the week. If you're interested in Bitcoin Cash, actually 21Shares has structured a Bitcoin Cash ETP. We have both a Bitcoin ETP and a Bitcoin Cash ETP to appease both communities. Now that's it from my side. I'm now handing over to Mr. Davide Vicini, who will give you the market update.
Thank you very much, Hansen. Thanks everybody to be here. And this is the second week of our market updates. We will cover a bit the crypto market and what we discussed the past 2 weeks, the acquisition of CoinMarketCap from Binance. So first of all, it has been a great week. We see all prices of the top 5 crypto with double-digit positive performance. Bitcoin SV was the most performing last week, plus 30%. Bitcoin Cash, in relation to what Hansen just said, plus 21%. And Ethereum next to the Bitcoin SV performance, plus 28%, while Bitcoin plus 13.56. Market capitalization, of course, increased. Last week it was 122 billion for Bitcoin. Now it's 134. Bitcoin volume increased as well. And interestingly, Bitcoin trading activity on Coinbase increased from 65% bullish on the buy side and 29% on the sell side. We know that Coinbase represents 30 million active users, so active traders. This is a great number to see. Bitcoin average holding time remained the same, 94 days. So as said in previous webinar, 3 times much longer than financial market. Going to the next slide, our sorry, I have some difficulties here. Thank you very much. Our technical analysis for this week and going further, we increased the resistance level at 8,000, while last week was 7,500. We see that the price it's now in line with 50-day simple moving average, and it's above the 20-day moving average. So we remain careful with support at 5,500. We can higher our support to 6,000, 6,500 when Bitcoin will trade above $8,000 per Bitcoin. Moving further, I want to remind here what Hansen mentioned for Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. This is specifically for Bitcoin, and what our colleague Larry spoke to you last week at the last webinar. What are the cases after the Bitcoin halving? Well, we see the bull case, which is driven by fear of oligopoly mainly. So if we are bull believer, we believe that because of the halving, many miners that already didn't went bankrupt, they will go bankrupt, and so few miners will be left over, and we will be scared of a risk of a 51% attack. On the neutral case, we can suppose that Bitcoin price is already pricing in the next halving, so it can continue to grow slightly, but we are fairly neutral, so not very hyped. In the bull case, what the market is saying to us is that many miners already went bankrupt, so there won't be an oligopoly as we can be scared on the worst case, but miners that now finance their OPEX, their fiat cash expenses, selling Bitcoin, they will sell less Bitcoin because we will reach the maximum numbers. This means that they will need to sell less inventory for a higher price, and this makes the bull case. Now, going to the topic that we all discussed the past 2 weeks, yes, the acquisition of CoinMarketCap from Binance, 400 million acquisition. What happened? Why these valuations? Let's discover it very fast. So some numbers very fast, some intel on CoinMarketCap and Binance. They both have different stories. We see CoinMarketCap, which was launched in May 2013, and Binance in July 2017. And you can see the big difference of employees. CoinMarketCap had 40 employees at last year, and Binance more than 650. The revenue difference, it's also a huge component. CoinMarketCap is estimated to be around 27 to 32 million. So here the 30 million figure, it's fair. Binance, it's 1 billion revenue company. Binance, it have another figure with 1 billion, which is the accumulated total profit that did in the past 2 years. So extremely high growth for both of the companies. If we put this in context, I think it was very intriguing to analyze the traffic comparison between two of the biggest data aggregators, so CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, and to compare the same traffic for Binance and Coinbase, two of the leading exchange. So we can clearly see that CoinMarketCap has, in a month, this last month, visit 36 million people visited the website, while CoinGecko, the second largest data aggregator and price aggregator, 8 million. Average duration times, it's slightly longer for CMC, not that huge difference, like the page per visit for both, and bounce rate is the same. Bounce rate is when people check a website, then they just close it and they do nothing more. We see the measured traffic from CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko coming from the same location, but different percentages. We have US for CoinMarketCap being a major traffic-driven country, while for CoinGecko, it's Russia the leading traffic from. Alexa rank, it's a very interesting ranking of worldwide website by Amazon, which analyzes different statistics and ranks website all over the world. And we see that CoinMarketCap is on the top 539 website, while CoinGecko is at the number 7,500. So huge gap between the first and the second leading price website for crypto. If we analyze the two exchanges, sorry, I skipped, just go back. If we analyze the two exchanges, Binance and Coinbase, we can see that they are both positioned by Alexa at the same distance. Coinbase have much more European traffic They both have US as a first source of traffic, but Coinbase then have UK and France as second, while Binance focus on Russia and Turkish traffic. Bounce rate is still the same, very low. Page per visit, they're very high. The average visit duration is much higher in Binance. The visits are plus or less the same. So now I want to give a view of the roadmap that CoinMarketCap did over the past years. So we, as was said before, they launched in May 2013, but in May 2016, they launched the first public API, and that was the start of the growth when 2 years later they launched the first iOS application, and in December 2018 they hit 3.6 billion page views, incredible amount. Last year they did also corporate progresses. They launched 2 indexes on Nasdaq and Bloomberg. They acquired Hashtag Capital. In Hashtag Capital, it was an electric crypto trading fund that was focusing on finding the true price for crypto, especially for Bitcoin, using the liquidity metrics. And this is why CoinMarketCap actually purchased this company, because Bitwise found that many exchanges apparently had fake volumes, so they wanted to integrate the liquidity metric of Hashtag Capital into CMC, which now we see in CoinMarketCap. The liquidity metric is very useful metrics. And lastly, this month, 2 weeks ago, started the acquisition news by Blockwork, 400 million. Binance acquired CoinMarketCap in stock and cash. If we can compare this acquisition, it's very interesting to see a comparison that we all can peg to, and it will be the comparison between Facebook acquiring Instagram and Binance versus Coinbase. So this slide, I think the title of this slide is very important. Users are key. Facebook acquired Instagram. Acquired Instagram 5 years ago when Instagram had 30 million users and no revenue, and acquired for 1 billion this company. So the normal M&A metrics that we can see, EBITDA multiplier, sales, whatever multiplier ratio we can give, totally unexistent. Facebook wanted to buy users. What they pay for users, so they pay 1 billion for 30 million users, they pay 33, 34 USD per users. Now, after 5 years, Instagram have more than 600 million users. So the users value today for the purchase price of 5 years ago is as low as $1.6 per users. We can see the same road that Binance is doing. So for Facebook, wasn't bad to spend 1 million. Users growth 20 times in 5 years. Same road that Binance is pursuing. We see that actually Coinbase have doubled the users of Binance, but the daily volumes on Binance are actually much larger than Coinbase. So what is the strategy between the acquisition of CoinMarketCap from Coinbase, from Binance, sorry, is that CoinMarketCap brings a lot of users, brings a lot of people very interested, they stay long time, that visits a lot the website, they're very focused into crypto. And this is the main reasoning for Binance to become the leader exchange in the world. And actually, we know that plus or less the price was 400 million. It wasn't a public figure, but people internal, they all speak about the 400 threshold. So we can fairly say that Binance acquired the users at 3.5 USD per users.